I have been wanting to talk about this particular issue for a while. I don't know why it's been on my mind, but it has been on my mind. And I've been thinking about it, and I came across a video of a brother that kind of sparked this, and I'll talk about him a little bit more. But the name of this presentation is called The Money Game. And we're talking about how big business makes billions from the black consumer. How do they get that money from us? Why are we spending so much of our discretionary income with people that basically do not give a shit about us? I mean, we fight to give people our money. You know, we go to war for the right to go into a place where you know they do not like you, they despise you. And I don't, for the life of me, I cannot understand why we do that. You know, no, I think I do understand why, but I would think by, if we've been getting your ass kicked, you've been cussed out, people's, spitting in your food and shit, and, calling the police on you for standing in front of a store or following you around the store like you're a damn thief and you got a pocket full of money. That ought to tell us something. That ought to tell us that these people don't like us. Some do, but the majority of people, they don't like us. And they definitely don't trust us, and they definitely do not. They want our money, but they don't want us. They want to separate us from our money without us being there. For some reason, that just don't make sense to me, but that's just the way I look at that shit. So I got this idea from a brother named Delzino and his wife, Deborah Wilson. He got a company called Tag Team Marketing. Tag Team Marketing is pretty much, it's a network marketing company, but he only sells African-American goods and services. I mean, that's all he sells. And the products are good. They're actually good products. Now, the reason why that attracted me to him was that he also has a studio on his compound where he lives at. And he makes these real nice videos about a lot of things in the African-American community. I mean, he has a lot of information about that kind of stuff, and he actually makes some good videos. And I came across this one video that he was talking about, and it's called The $1 Trillion Game. And he came at it from a perspective that I was not thinking about. For example, we talk about, and everybody talks about, we got $1 trillion spending power. African American has $1 trillion spending power. We have much spending power as some countries do, right? But what we miss in that, and what he saw, and what I saw when I saw him in this conversation triggered in my mind, that's spending power. So spending power equates to money going out. It's consumption. It means you are spending your income out, and you're not bringing shit in. You're not saving no money. You're not building no industries. You're not doing anything but just spending your money with everybody else. And they take your money. For sure they're going to take your money. Even if they don't like it, they're still going to take your money. But the thing about what I'm saying and what he was saying, how does that happen? How do they get us to spend our hard-earned money with them, even though they know they don't want us? You know what I'm saying? Even though they know they don't like us, they'll follow you around the store, treat you like a bum on the street, thinking you're gonna steal something, and all the things that they do. And I'm talking about people that just do it. I'm talking about everybody, but the ones that do, we know who they are, and they know who they are. But why do we continually go back to the people that we know don't want us, and we just fight tooth and nail to give them our money? So anyway, I saw that presentation from him, and it kind of stirred something in me. It made me want to talk about that. And I'm not no presenter or nothing like that, but I know how to use Keynote a little bit. I got this software program I can record myself, and I just want to talk about it, man. I just want to talk about it and put it out. I mean, do with it what you will. Anyway, this goes to exactly what I'm saying. Amos Wilson said, "Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do And why is it that every damn thing he wants to do enriches everybody else? The damn thing is my part, but if you look at it, we consider it to be freedom to spend our money with everybody but our own people. We consider it to be some kind of something to treasure, to have the ability to go out and just spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on cars and shoes and all this shit with all these people who really are just pretty much just using us. Don't give a shit about you. They're just using you for your money. And they're taking that money and they're doing solid things with it. They're doing very constructive things with it. They're building up their communities. They're sending their kids to school. They're starting businesses. They're networking with one another, creating stuff, to make sure that their families are taken care of for years down the line, buying homes, investing in real estate, investing in the stock market. They're taking that money and doing some real shit with it. But what they're doing while they're taking our money and we buying that shit, what we do with the money that we give them? I mean, what are we doing? I'm saying that wrong. The money that we are giving them, we could be doing the same shit. We could do the same thing. We could be saving some of that money up, investing in real estate, you know what I'm saying? Creating businesses in our communities, doing business with one another, just like they do. But see, we have the mindset of a consumer. And this is what Amos Wilson talking about right here. Because we feel like to spend our money on all these expensive things, and it ain't got to be so expensive, but just to spend all our money outwardly to buy what we consider to be the trappings of success, the nice car, the nice clothes, cologne, eating the good food, going to the restaurants. We consider that to be a level of success that we can show off to one another, that we done finally made or whatever, we living good. That is the thing that is actually killing us. That's the thing that's actually keeping us poor, because we're not putting that money and I gotta say it, man. We just not. We don't have the mindset to create the industries that we need for ourselves and that we used to, but they got us out of that because they turned us into not producers, but into consumers. Yeah, they put us in consumers. Now we make about $1 trillion. We have about $1 trillion in spending power, like they say, right? And the buying power of African Americans in the United States was estimated to be around $1.6 trillion in 2020. That's representing about 9% of the nation's total buying power. The nation's total buying power, right? As a people, we spend about 98% of our discretionary income on others outside of our community. So we get the money in and we spend damn near everything that we create, where we make at our jobs or whatever we're doing, with somebody else. You just think about the people that go out there and buy cologne, and buy the cars, right? Go buy the food. You buy your food at Kroger or Walmart or wherever you go buy your food at. But you know what? It ain't a black business that's selling that stuff to you. You might get your hair cut at a black barbershop. You probably do. But, if you are, if you like that, you like that long hair and all that kind of shit, you want your nails done, you're probably gonna get it done with somebody Asian, or you'll get done with somebody white. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do that. You're not going to spend that money in your own community per se. You do a little bit, but the majority of the time you get that stuff done, you get them little hair and all that shit that's coming over from China, all that shit that you put on your hair and your eyelashes, all that stuff, that's being made by somebody looking like you. They will sell you that stuff, but you can't do nothing but just take that stuff and just wear it for a little while, then it's over with. What they're doing with that money that you're giving them, they're building an industry. They're creating infrastructures for themselves and their families. That's why black people right now can't buy the same place at the same price that these white folks buy. I mean, these Asian people buying that stuff. They done virtually locked you out of your own industry. They done locked you out of it. Even though we spend more money per capita than anybody else in the country on looking good, we can't create nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? We don't, everybody benefits from that But us, all we do in that is just buy shit. That's all we do, just buy stuff and make other people rich. And it might sound bad, it might make you mad, but if you just look at what I'm saying, you know it's absolutely true. However, they don't spend nothing with us. When the last time you seen an Asian in a soul food restaurant? When the last time have you seen, now we got our nail shops, have you ever seen an Asian come in the nail shop and get their toes done? When the last time you ever seen that? Have you ever seen it in your lifetime? Right? You get your car fixed. We might have a few car mechanics or cleaners or something like that. When have you ever seen an Asian come in there and do business with you? When have you seen a Hispanic do business with you? And all the things I just said, when have you ever seen a Hispanic come in there and just come in there and do business with you on a regular basis? Like we spend our money with everybody else. When have you seen them spend their money with us on that same level? I'm going to say that's a big fat zero. Never, right? All right, that's just, I'll just say what it is. So let's talk about the consumer, us black people, the consumer. Who are we? Well, black Americans are major consumers in the American economy. We spend over $1 trillion a year on goods and services. We already talked about that, so we know that's a fact, right? They make up 43 million people, or 13% of the population. 43 million people, 13% of the population. Black consumers watch more TV advertising, purchase more video consoles, consume more smartphones, media, and use more audio than any other racial group. Now, that's an absolute fact. And I'm gonna show you a little later on that we are the number one consumer and consumption. We consume more media over the phone than anything else, than any other race. We use our phones more than anything. And a lot of times that is how they touch us. That's how they reach us, through that medium, because they have watched our trends and they see where we focus on. And so that's where the advertising going to. It used to be on TV, not no more. It's coming over social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's how they're reaching us now. And all you gotta do is just look at the ads on your feed right now. If you got Instagram, TikTok, anything like that, just watch your ads. Just watch when you watch some stuff on those platforms. Count how many ads you see, and the most beautiful part of it, the slick part of it, it's gonna be things that you want, because they what they do, you tell them what you want. But I'm gonna go into that a little bit later on. But just think about what I'm saying when we run through this. We buy more fast food than any other race, and McDonald's is number one. Burger King is number two. Blacks dominate the ethnic hair care and beauty category, accounting for 80% of the money spent. Now, we dominate this. We spend more money in the hair care and the beauty category than anybody else, but we don't control nothing. None of that money, none of that is with us. We don't have those houses over there, the surplus houses. We can buy stuff wholesale. That's not my wholesale houses. We can sell to the vendors, and then the vendors could sell to the hairstylists. No, when you get your hair care stuff, all that stuff for your hair, them bundles and all that kind of stuff, when that person who buys that stuff, maybe it might be a black person that got a shop or something like that, they buying that stuff from somebody that's a Korean or Indian. It's definitely not you. And some of that shit is not even real hair. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but you already know that. You know, if you're a woman, you do that kind of stuff, you know that's not real hair. But just think about that. We spend, 80% of the money spent. We spend 80% of our income, well, whoever deals with that stuff, 80% of that income is spent with people that don't look like you. And this was an industry that we dominated. It was ours. We let them take it. We let them take it because we wanted somebody else to do it for us. That's the only reason I can think of. And we fell victim to try to aspire to something that we're not. Every sister ain't got no blonde hair. Every sister ain't got no long hair. But they've made that a trend. We've made it a trend. And all they did was just capitalize on the trend and our desires to look a certain way. And in doing that, they blocked us from accessing the very thing that we wanted to get. We had to go through them to get it. The long hair, the bundles and all that stuff. We had to go through them to get it. I don't know. Some of y'all might know who Carter G. Woodson is. That man lived about 100 years ago. He got a book called, God damn it, what's the name of that book, man? I can't think of the name of that book no more. The Miseducation of the Negro. Hell of a book. I would advise anybody, if you get that book or get the audio book. This guy wrote this thing. He wrote in that book 100 years ago, and exactly what he's saying right now is happening today. It was happening back then 100 years ago. When you control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about his actions. You don't have to worry about that because you know. They know. They know what we're thinking better than we think because they put the thoughts in our minds. They were the creator of all the things that we're thinking about. Even though you don't think you are, they are. They are. They put them thoughts in your mind right now. If you want to go out there and buy a new pair of shoes or buy a nice, buy this outfit and buy you a Mercedes-Benz, when you know you can't afford the damn thing, you know, when you're buying all the stuff you do, we do. Those thoughts in our minds is done with advertising and marketing. And they put that in our heads and we go out there and just spend our money. But nobody look like us for the most part. It's always somebody else that's benefiting from our incomes. What consumes your mind controls your life. We are consumed with consumption. We are enamored with consumption. All we want to do is spend money. We don't want to save. We have some of the lowest savings rates in the country. We have the lowest home ownership in the country. And some of that is by design. You know, they block us a lot with that kind of stuff, but it is still on us to go out there and fight that shit and make it work for ourselves and make it work for our children. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. I go through that all the time. But if you don't know what's going on, if you don't have an awareness of it, you can't fight it. You can't fight it because you don't know it exists. And we carry on as if nothing's going on when everything is going on around us. We're being manipulated at every point. So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just want us to understand that fact. What we need to do is understand 4 things to really get the gist of what's going on as far as us and our money being parted. For us and our money being parted. You know, these are the 4 things. Who gets our money? You got to figure out who's getting the money. What are they doing to get that money? What tools, what skill set are they using to get that money? What avenue are they using to get that money? Could it be, is it video? Is it newspapers? Is it the radio? Is it playing over music? All that good stuff. How do they do it? Why do we freely give it to them? Why don't we have a buffer to understand in our heads that we are being totally manipulated out of everything we got? Why do you think they can come into our community and just gentrify it? Because we don't have the funds to fight that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the money to fight that. And we don't work as a cohesive group like they do. They work in a cohesive group. I mean, all the groups. I'm talking about the Asians, the Hispanics, the whites. They work for themselves too, but they work for each other in a sense what I'm saying, that they going to get theirs. And they don't care about if we get ours or not. And we don't seem to care about getting ours. We just so willy-nilly, man. It's just like they just come in there and they just gentrify the whole neighborhood. And it's been sitting there for years. And before that happened, they just sit back and wait. Nobody put no business in the neighborhoods. We're not trying to build it up. We're not creating industries in our own neighborhood no more like we used to do. And so they just wait until it deteriorates, property values go down, and then they just come in with their money and their financing and their fucking friends that got the bank and just come in there and just roll in there and just take that shit over. That's pretty much what's going on. And finally, where does the money go once it leaves our community? Where is that money going? That money that's coming in our community, what happens to that money? What do they do with that money? That's what we need to find out. And we're going to look into that a little bit today. You probably heard about this before. It's been around for a very, very long time, but I wanted to put this here because I wanted it to be seen. I want it to be out in the open. How long does a dollar circulate in the African American community? If you don't already know it, I'm going to tell you. You're going to trip. But first, the white community dollar circulates for about 17 days. And in the Jewish community, the dollar circulates for about 19 days. Check this one out, though. The Asian community's dollar circulates for about 28 days. That's a hell of a long time. That means that before that money goes outside of that community, it done went to a couple stores, a couple of grocery markets, a couple of fucking tire shops, mechanics, doctors. That money is going to spend, it's going to go around that community, and it's going to be on something that they definitely do not have in it that's going to make a person want to go outside that community and spend their money. That's the only reason why that could happen, where they can keep their money in their community for almost 30 whole days. Now let's look at what we do. The black community's dollar circulates for about 6 hours, not even a day. We can't keep our money in our community for 1 day. And that is because we don't have enough businesses and we don't understand what we're up against. Because everybody else, they have to get your money. Even if they don't like it, they're going to take your money. And they're going to do something good with that money for themselves. We are so free, and we thinking that we have to, in order to be free, to have this status in society, it means that we have to be able to have the freedom to go out and just spend our money with whoever we choose to spend our money with. They don't think like that. Other nationalities don't think like that at all. What they do with their money, they are going to simply say, even if you can get it cheaper from you, they're not going to do it. They're going to spend it with their people. They got to spend high, even if they have to spend a high dollar for it, they're going to do that. Because they understand what that means, man. That means that they are trying to keep that money in their community to build their community up for their children, their old people, their mothers and fathers. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to invest that money and to keep that money in your community. How do they get to you? One of the main ways they get to us now is through social media. It used to be newspapers and TV. Social media has almost took that away. With AI, it's going to be even worse. Let's talk about it. What is social media? Social media is a form of internet marketing that uses social media platforms to connect with audiences, build brands, increase sales, and drive website traffic. Whenever you go out there, and whenever you got your phone in your hand, you are being marketed to. That phone is a magnet for every marketing concept out there. And they know it. And we are the most, how can I say this? We are the main proprietors of using cell phones. And that's how they touch us. See, you've been trained to use social media to make you rich, to make tech rich, to make tech people rich. And that is the new frontier. And you've been trained to utilize it and not even think about it as you doing it. You've been trained. Just like Pablo's dog. I don't know who y'all know who that is, but you've been experimenting with for years and years and years, not even knowing it. So you've been pretty much conditioned to think a certain way, to use these tools not for production, but for consumption. The cell phone in your hand right now is a computer. You can make money with that cell phone if you understand what it's really for. What it's really for is to keep you tethered to it and to keep you buying stuff and to be a marketing outlet for you, for them to sell goods and services to you. That's what it's really for. But there are those that understand what that is and flip the script. You help market products for the free. You market products for free. You sell things for these companies for free. Every time you go and look at this stuff and you tell somebody about a new shirt or a new recipe or a new clothing item that you found online, and you send that on to them and let them look at that and they buy it, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But if they do buy it, you should advertise for that company and what you get out of it. They didn't give you a dime. That's freedom. We call freedom. Helping everybody else get paid except for ourselves. Yeah, man, it's deep. With every post, there's an ad. And you know it. If you look enough, like I say, you keep your phone in your hand enough, you're going to get some ads. You're going to get some ads on that phone. And they are going to sell you something, no matter what. You might think you came up with that idea on your own. No. They put that idea in your head. So you do it. Influencers also get in the game. You know, I seen, who was that girl I seen? Vivica Fox selling this car insurance, iced tea right alongside of her. I seen Montel Williams selling crock pots. And, you see the Kardashians selling cologne and clothing and all this stuff. They will use anybody to market to you because they got Michael Jordan selling James Chicken sneakers. Jordan's right now. He got his own brand, Jordan brand, right? Worth hundreds of dollars. Well, they sell it for hundreds of dollars. He getting paid millions of dollars. They getting paid billions of dollars. And we advertise just by wearing the shoe. Don't get a dime. Don't put nothing on that. Don't put nothing in our pocket at all. They just take the money. Think about what I'm saying. If you think about what I'm saying, you know that is absolutely the truth. Oh man, it bothers me so bad. You're being played and you don't even know it. You don't even see it. That's how deep the game is. That's how slick it is now. That's how pervasive it is now. That it is so smooth and we've been so conditioned that we don't even understand that the game's being played. It's just camouflage now. We just move according to how they want us to move. They'll push us in a certain direction and we flow that way and don't even think about it. Don't give back no resistance. We think consumerism is a good thing. We look at that, we show off our clothes and our shoes and our cars, marketing their products for free. We do it all the time. Don't get nothing for it, but just that feeling of being prideful and say, look what I got, you ain't got it. If you want, you got to get what I got. You know, keep it up with the Joneses. They have elevated that game to such a level that it's just killing our communities. Here goes some more strategies that they use. They use them now. They used to use more of these in the beginning before the advent of social media, but they still use them. Get involved with the community organizations. Of course, they do that. And they also do, they say what approach American churches. How many times you see them in church? I ain't got to tell you, you see them in church advertising, selling cell phones, liquor, the whole 9 yards. Participate in grassroots events and staff events for Black people. You see all of these things. Keep an eye on what's trending. See, they know we are the trendsetters in this society. They know we are the trendsetters in society. I'm going to give you a quote by a guy that says it himself. This guy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is named Mark Addix. He's a former chief marketing officer for General Mills. Listen to what he says about African Americans as opposed to being the trendsetters in the society. He says, It's hard to imagine American cultural landscape without the influence and impact of African Americans. They represent all of the iconic cultural markers of our society: business, music, entertainment, fashion, sports, government, and education. In every aspect, they're seen as cultural, what? Thought leaders. See, they watch what we do. And then they watch what we do, they capitalize on it. Remember when rap used to be about inspiration, used to be about motivation, used to be about uplift, right? Then it came out with NWA because they're the first one that broke the mold. When they found that out, and that was popular with us, that was during the crack era, what they do? They used to talk about it, used to try to get them off the airwaves. Once they found out that money was in that, they paid them guys to go out there and talk more dirty than they ever could. You understand what I'm saying? They watch what we do. You look at the clothes that we wear. There's people, I seen guys over there in Asia trying to get their hair. They can do it. They got some kind of way they can make their hair look like ours. Wearing gym shoes, wearing their caps backwards, talking about, yo, what up, man? An Asian cat. You know that's not his culture. We're trendsetters. And what they do, they use that to sell those coats and caps and shoes to these Asian people. But they're using us to do it with. And you know what? Again, we don't get paid a dime for that. Not a dime. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something right quick. How we get played and how we created just this one industry, the shoe industry, the gym shoe industry. I'm going to show you how that happened. Give me a minute. Let me get this thing set up right quick. Because you must hear this game. It's crazy, man.
The sneaker began life in the 19th century as a multi-purpose rubber-soled casual shoe designed for activities like playing croquet and beach walks. The name first appeared around mid-century, but wasn't until sports like basketball developed that the sneaker found its 20th century athletic vocation, and its marketing developed along with the sport. The black connection to basketball dates back to the turn of the 20th century. Like baseball, the relatively young sport became associated with racial uplift, and basketball teams formed at historically black colleges even before the First World War. The first black professional teams, the Globetrotters and Renaissance in New York, emerged in the 1920s. When the sport began to integrate in the 1950s, the legacy of these teams, along with the pioneering work of a few legendary black college players and coaches, formed the basis of the coming black domination of basketball. By the end of the 1960s, the majority of the players in the NBA were black. The sneaker companies figured out that by offering distinct models and linking their shoes to well-liked players, they could radically expand sales. The idea started with signature shoes for a handful of players and took off from there. It was the old celebrity endorsement, but better. Because
now, looking at that video, look at this right here. $70 billion sneaker industry boxes out black business owners. Now, they don't mind. We be like Mike and all that kind of stuff, right? But we can't be like them and own them businesses, get some of them franchises, right? We can't do that. We can't do that. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. Black business owners saw little of the $70 billion generated by U.S. sneaker sales in 2020. Just 5% of sneaker retailers in the U.S. are black. Let me tell you why. Black business owners say the sneaker industry is a white boys club, and black retailers have a more difficult time obtaining startup money and running successful stores. Now, we can be consumers and buy all the sneakers and all of the paraphernalia that they sell forever. They will pay certain individuals millions of dollars to market to us like we got Serena Williams, we got Michael Jordan, and you just pick the basketball player. They all got contracts. They would do that for them because that money that they giving them is a pittance. Did you hear? Just see what I got up here? I got $70 billion. So they might pay you. They might pay someone like Mike. He gonna get big money. He gonna get like $50 million. It got some that get 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. They getting 70 billion. And they have an industry. And just think about this. They are not making this stuff and paying top dollar to have it created. No, they having this shit over. They having this stuff done over there in Korea and India, where they paying them people $1 a day, $2 a day, maybe. So they can afford to do that. It's like straight profit. And to understand, to know that industry really got its beginnings with us is just, oh man, it's just horrible to know that, to understand that that's what they've done and we let it go. We let it happen. And we got, it's probably some black guys out there right now making some nice gym shoes, don't get none of the play. And that is the reason why I want to make this video. I ain't making this video for no money. I'm making this video because something like this is, it's a travesty. It's a travesty to all of us that we still let this stuff happen. We still let it happen even today. Man, come on now. Come on. Market research shows, check this out. Market research shows 13% of Americans identify as African American, yet 18% of Nike buyers are black. What does that say? That simply says that they have all of us, everybody in the black community, they buying gym shoes, they buying it with them. One of them three. It's like Nike, Adidas, Puma, I guess all of them. But you know what? We just talking about Nike. They got almost all the market share. We spend all our money with them. And they won't even they barely let brothers go out there and try to get a franchise with them so they could compete. They barely let that happen. Look, $70 billion sneaker industry boxes out black business owners. $70 billion. They boxing you out. But they're going to pay Michael Jordan $50 million to make sure that he does his little thing and kids going out there getting killed for this shit. For what? For what, man? For what? So these people can sit around in these nice houses getting paid, eating good at our expense, laughing at us, laughing all the way to the bank. Laughing all the way to the bank. We got to wake up, y'all. We just got to wake up, man. We just can't continue to let this happen. Maybe in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, maybe even in the 80s, man, but we can't let this stuff happen no more. It don't make sense. It's too much. The technology is so prevalent out here now. You can get access to knowledge, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. So it's incumbent upon us to start utilizing these tools that are available to us so we can empower ourselves and our children. Yeah. What could that thing on? Hold on. I got my music all messed up. But I'll tell you what Amos Wilson said. Man, this dude, he died back in the 90s, but he was on point. Listen to what he said. If you want to understand any problem in America, you need to focus on who profits from that problem, not who suffers from the problem. Let that sit for a minute. If you want to understand any problem in America, you need to focus on who profits from that problem, not who suffers from that problem. Why are we, the majority of African Americans in the United States right now are impoverished, are poor, and who is profiting from our impoverishment? When they start sitting, when we started going to jail, what they do? They started trading stock on stock exchange. So it's profitable to go to jail. Yeah, it's profitable to go to jail now. Because people on stock exchange, shareholders getting paid for you to go to jail now. There's money in that. The prison pipeline, that's for real. That's for real. And they are absolutely knowing what they're doing. Why do you think they're taking all this information out of the schools now? So that our kids and even their kids won't know what was really done. Why is it that we don't know anything about the scientists, the people that helped build this country, the scientists, the business people that helped to build this thing, did it all. The inventors, all of those things are hidden on purpose. On purpose. So, if you want to find out why we are in the condition that we are, why we're in the situation that we are in, why the majority of us live the way we live, who profits from that situation? That's what you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's simple. Real simple. Who profits from that situation? Just think, when you see that kid went out there and killed the other kid for them shoes, or robbed him for a stupid necklace, who brought that all into play and who profits from that guy? If that guy lives, or he kills somebody and he lives, he going to jail. Who's going to profit from him going to jail? Who profits from him being incarcerated? Who profits from that? Yeah, it's real, man. Show you something else. Cavassier. It's not a very popular brand with the French. They don't really give a damn about it. They don't really like it. I mean, they drink it on occasion, but they are not aficionados of Cavassier. But they export more than 97% of it to other countries. The U.S. market is their biggest single customer, with African Americans accounting for a large percentage of those sales. The song Pass the Cavassier by Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy was responsible for exploding sales among African Americans, blacks. Now, we all remember that song. I remember that song. That one song turned it all around for them. That one song. 60 to 80% is consumed in hip hop clubs throughout America. So they don't drink the stuff that much, but they found a ready and willing market that does, and we helped them to find the market. We made it popular. So now it's cool to drink you some Cavassier. I'm guilty. I used to drink a lot of Cavassier. I drank a lot of Cavassier in my time, Cavassier and Hennessy. Yeah. Not knowing who was benefiting from that. Because I just didn't think like that at the time. That's why I'm making this video, because somebody out there might wake up if they see this. Maybe not, I don't know, but I'm still going to put it out there, regardless. So let's carry on. Strong technology adoption. We are very technologically literate, not illiterate, literate. These young kids can take a phone and do things with it, but they don't do the right things with it. What I mean by that is that they do not use that phone as a tool to create income for themselves. They use it to consume. to sit there and scroll and look at all these funny memes and all this kind of stuff, and maybe put some information up, the memes also themselves. But that tool is also a marketing tool. It's a computer. You can find out things about things. I mean, you can educate yourself with that little phone. You can definitely educate yourself with it. You can teach yourself how to do something, how to learn a new skill on that phone. But see, we don't think about that because we have not been indoctrinated to think that way. We've been indoctrinated to think about it as a entertainment tool, to use it to consume information, not the right information. I mean, information that doesn't mean nothing, frivolous shit. That's why we are in such a bad situation. And right now, with the advent of AI, it's not going to do nothing but get worse. So we got to learn how to use these tools. We got to educate ourselves. We have to put this kind of curiosity into our children so they can want to do it too. So they can want to go out there and learn. And it always got to be about, not just all about getting money, but if you want to get something, you ain't got to do nothing illegal to get it, because all the stuff that's illegal is here. It's right in front of you. It's laying right there. But if you don't have the mindset and you're not thinking about it, and nobody is even trying to enlighten you or tell you about that or push you in that direction, or you don't see it in your community, people doing those things, well, what do they have to go off of? You know, they got what they got. They're going to see what they see on TV. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all consumerism, trying to look good, trying to be flashy for your friends and drive a nice car, get the rims you can't even afford. I seen guys, man, renting rims. Are you fucking kidding me? Why would you do that? Why would you spend that money on some rims, man? Why? Why would you go out there and get the most expensive car that you can barely afford? You can't even pay your fucking rent. You can barely eat, but you got a nice car. That has been instilled in us because we want to have those things because they constantly are showing us those things in the media, on TV, on cell phone, all the time. So naturally, you're gonna want that. You're gonna participate. You want to see what you see that guy on the commercial guy. You see a basketball player looking fly, dressing clean, or a rapper dressing real nice in the latest outfit and whatnot. Of course you want some of that. Of course you want some of that. But let me finish this. Let me get on with this. iPhone and Samsung are the two biggest phone sales amongst African Americans. We buy more of them than any other type of phone, really. I think it's some others out there, but they don't even matter. iPhone, Samsung. Samsung is number one. iPhone is number two. We have high engagement with social media. Like I said, we are always on our cell phone, and we are always being marketed to, whether you know it or not. But you being touched. Yeah, they touching you. Believe that. Believe that. We on TikTok. We on Facebook, X, Instagram. Oh, Instagram for sure. TikTok and Instagram for sure. 73% of African Americans are aged 13 and older consider themselves gamers, man. Why can't you write a game? Why can't you create a game? See, that's the mentality that they have instilled in us and our children. We talking about being a gamer. Like, what is that, man? Who benefits that? Who benefits from that? That's the problem. Who benefits from that problem? Who's writing the code? Who's making the games? See what I'm saying? It's right there. It's right there in front of us. Oh. All right, to end this, what could we do in today's environment to make our lives better? What can we do? And there are many, many things that we could do as a people. In America, I'm talking about African Americans in this country. I don't know if you realize it or not, we are living in the most exciting times ever. And if we take advantage of all of the opportunities that are out here, and I ain't talking about working for nobody. I'm talking about out there where you can go out there and make some real paper by just using your mind and learning how to use this technology that it's just growing every day. I mean, it's so exciting. I mean, if you think about it, you can go from zero to thousands of dollars in no time flat, but you got to put in the work. And that's the key. And see, that's where I believe we get turned around, because we are looking at the wrong thing. We're looking at athletes and, people that have been blessed with physical gifts to do things that the majority of us will never be able to do. So we got to come from a different perspective. I'm thinking of it like this. I look at a guy like Bill Gates. He's a little nerdy little dude, right? He's a nerdy little dude. But this guy now is worth billions, but he put in the work for it. And not even that. I mean, there's so many brothers out there. We got podcasts with these young brothers out here talking about how they done made $50,000, $60,000 a month. And it's a reality, because that can happen, but you got to figure out what it is that they do, and you got to find your niche in it. That's the key. That's the key, y'all. We have to learn this stuff. And I mean, sometimes you might have to spend your own money. A lot of stuff is out there is free, but you can learn. Come out your pocket. Go buy a Udemy course or something like that. Do some stuff on YouTube. Practice how to edit a video. Learn how to storytell. Learn how to do something, if that's the case. If that's what you want to do. If you got a business, man, it might be a traveling detail shop. Use that. Make that money. Start small. Take the little money that you get from your job. You might have to get another job to bank that. And I'm gonna tell you a little story. I looked at this guy online, and I watched him from the very beginning. His name is Ace. He's a he travels around the world. He's a travel vlogger, I guess that's what you call it. But he travels all around the world. He goes everywhere, man. This cat be doing everything. He lived a life that most of us could only dream of. I watched this guy from the very beginning. And there's so many more that I watched like him, but I just like him because of his personality, I guess, because I saw his struggle from the very beginning. This dude used to be recording videos on a little raggedy phone in his mama's bathroom in the back of the house. I remember this cat, man. This dude right now, he is a big time vlogger now. This guy is making, I know he's making $100K a year. I know it. And he's doing what, man? The dude just going out there, just videoing people, just living his life, meeting new people, new cultures, going all across the globe, showing black people all over the place. So if he can go out there and do that, and he started from such humble beginnings, why can't you? No matter whatever it is that you want to do. But the thing is, we have to get out of the bullshit thinking that we can do it on a job. A job is pretty much a plantation. And that's literally what that is, because they don't want you to grow. They don't want you to have nothing, man, but just come in, do your work, and go home. And we take that time when we off because we don't understand the fact that we are just living from day to day. So the time we have off, what we do? We go out and wild out, go party, kick it with our girls, whatever we do like that. I mean, but it's nothing that can really get you away from the job. But the information is out there. Everything you need to know to be self-sustaining is out there. The tools are out there. You know what I did? I would take my income tax checks and I'd buy something. I was looking on video and I was looking how these guys were doing it, and I didn't know that I could just do it on my own. I mean, just from the most simplest thing, like a cell phone. I didn't know that. I didn't think that. I thought we had to go do it big and all this shit. So I went, and I would take my whole income tax check and I'd buy a camera. Then I would buy some video equipment, some lights and all that kind of stuff. I thought that's what I needed. I didn't need none of that. All I needed was my cell phone. and a plan and an understanding of what it is that I want to do. Just to have a concept in my mind. Just to do that. I could go out here right now, cut some videos. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to start doing videos for these local businesses, and I'm teaching myself ChatGPT, AI, everything about AI. I'm trying to learn that right now. And and I'm buying these courses off of Udemy. So I'm sitting down teaching myself so many hours in the morning before I go to work. And each and every one of us could do that, but you got to have a mindset where you're not just working on a job. You're not living just to go and just to, on a weekend to go party or dress nice or buy your nice car, because all those things right there, those things are called handcuffs, man. That's what they are. Because if you say you go buy a nice car, and your car knows $500-$600 a month, where's the money where you're going to invest in yourself? Where's that coming from? If you ain't really got no money, you got just a regular job. So we got to live below our means, bank that money, and get with other people that think like us, and start to doing stuff, creating stuff, making stuff happen. That is the key, and that is the one thing that I don't want to say this, but this is the one thing that people don't want us to do. To come together, to start working as a community, a real community where we help each other out. Instead of trying to get something from each other, try to help each other out, and you get paid. You get paid. Because if I'm trying to help somebody market their business, and I'm gonna do an excellent video for them, and they don't want to pay me, I'm not gonna do business with them, because it ain't gonna be free. Maybe initially just to show them what I can do, but after that, you got to pay for that. And each and every one of us can do that. We can all do it. So I'm saying, I'm taking my cue from my man Ace. Ace, like I said, he started from the very beginning in his mama's bathroom in the back of the house. And now this dude is doing real good. And each and every one of us can find the thing that we love, and learn it well, become a master at that thing, and create the life of our dreams. That's all I got. Hey, y'all have a good one. Peace.